Here's how to make a 7G3. Here are the pens you will need. 1 plastic G3, 1 Uniball Signo, 1 Anyball for the grip, 1 Jamney for the cap. You can substitute a Jamney with a Hyperjell, a Jimny gel, or you can also use a G3 cap. Just note that the G3 cap is quite a bit smaller than the Jamney cap. 1 Hyperjell for the grip, 1 Lakubo, 1 HGG for the grip. Because you'll only need a little bit of the HGG grip, you can also use an RSVP to save your HGG grip. 1 pastel color. Since pastel colors are pretty hard to come by, you can use either a Signo DX or a Signo Broad to substitute the pastel color because they're very similar. In this tutorial, I'll be using a white Signo Broad since I don't have a white pastel color. 1 needlepoint and 1 metallic gel. You can substitute a metallic gel with another plastic G3 or a slick pen tip, since both the plastic G3 and the slick pen tip fit really nicely on top of the G3 plastic tip. I think the slick pen is probably the closest sub if you have one, but I think the most realistic sub to use is just another plastic G3 because it stacks so well. The most commonly used sub is actually the Sailor Gel, but the problem with the Sailor Gel is that it's actually quite a bit thicker than the plastic G3. So the mod won't be as flush as possible, like the other subs, but this is a good sub if you don't have anything else. Here are the statistics of the 7G3. The center of gravity is about 10.4 centimeters from the front and about 9.6 centimeters from the back. For the Hyperjell version, the center of gravity is about 10.7 centimeters from the front and about 9.6 centimeters from the back. The overall length is about 20.1 to 20.2 centimeters. The mass for the original 7 mod is 13.9 grams. And the mass for the mod with the Hyperjell cap is 15.3 grams. Here are the tools you will need. Let's get started. Take your G3 and remove the cap, tip, ink tube, and back plug. Remove any stickers or logos if you have them. Take your X-Acto knife and remove the grip. Now take your nail cutter and cut the little squares off of your G3. Take some electrical tape and wrap both the threads and the barrel. Now take your nail file and file down the remainder of the little squares and the bump before the threads until they are flush with the barrel. This should take quite a bit. In the end, your barrel should look something like this. Now check if your plastic G3 tip still fits on the barrel. Now take your Jimny or your Hyperjell and remove the clip using a saw. Before cutting, be sure to wrap your cap with some electrical tape so you don't damage it while cutting. When cutting off the clip, start from the inside of the clip and cut outwards. If some of the clip remains, go ahead and file it down as needed. In the end, the cap should look something like this. Now remove the cap from the Jamney or Hyperjell body. Take your HGG or RSVP and remove the grip. Now take your grip and cut 3 millimeters off of it. Take the HGG or RSVP grip and put it in the cap. Take your Signo tip and put it in the cap. If you're having trouble getting both the Signo tip and the grip into the cap, you can use a pair of tweezers to push both of them in. Take your Hyperjell or Jimny and remove the grip. Take your Hyperjell and cut it to 2.6 centimeters. Take your Anyball grip and cut 1.5 sections off of it and 2 sections off of it. Now take this 1.5 section and put it inside the Hyperjell grip. If you have an insert, cut it to the length of the Hyperjell, roll it over the grip, and put it in the cap. Take your pastel color or your Signo and remove the grip. Now cut 2 millimeters off of this grip. Take this grip and put it in the cap. Now cut 6 more millimeters off of this grip. Take this grip section and put it on the front of the G3. Now take the 2 sections of Anyball and put it inside the body. Take your G3 tip and screw it on the front. Now take your metallic gel and remove the tip. Take your needle point and remove the tip. Now take your Lakubo and remove the grip. Take some cellophane tape and wrap 1 layer around the G3 tip. Cut off any of the excess using your X-Acto knife. Take your metallic gel tip and put it on top of the plastic G3. Take your needle point and put it on top of the metallic gel. Now wrap 1 layer of cellophane tape on the rim of the needle point. trim any excess below the metallic gel. Now take your Lakubo grip and push it onto the front. I will note that it's easier to push the metallic gel and the needle point first, and then taking this and putting it on the front of the body, than it is to push everything at once. It's because the G3 tip is a little big, so it has a little hard time going through. Now take some electrical tape and put it on the back of the body. If you have an insert, put it inside the body. Now take your back cap and put it on the pen. And that's how you make a 7G3. This is Sept, and thank you for watching. Deuces.